Do a quick talk here on using the John in Japan, all right? If you're visiting someone in Japan, or obviously you know about taking your shoes off when you come into the Genkan. This is the Genkan. So you take your shoes off. The proper way to take your shoes off is not that. That is not the proper way, okay? This is the proper way, and even that's wrong, the way there. You notice they're all backwards. There's my son. My son puts his shoes right. He's 4 and he's trained. So then usually they'll have slippers laid out. Now, any slippers that are different colors like this, don't use them because they're family slippers. You'll use these slippers here, these more traditional ones. All right, so you come in and go, God, I gotta go to the toilet, I gotta go to the toilet. So you come over here and you're gonna notice, which is really cool, most all the traditional older houses are gonna have men, and look, they even got little things, so it's kind of easy. So this is the men's toilet, and this is the women's toilet. Now, it's only the women's toilet for going to the number 1, right? Number 2. So here it is. Now, there's slippers. One thing you need to remember in a Japanese house, wear socks. Because you don't want to share verrucas or, you know, my father-in-law has the worst athlete's foot in the world. I mean, talk about, this is some nasty athlete's foot. And this stuff basically just, oh my God, gaijin, I want to eat him. So I always make sure I wear socks. So you come in here, you get the, you know, toilet. Now I want to. This is a squat. This is basically traditional. And look, I've got some toilet paper on the floor, probably cleaning up for my son. This is it. Now you'll notice there's a hose here, right? And why do you think there's a hose? Well, the hose is here for cleaning. But notice the position of the hose. And have you ever been to Malaysia or Indonesia? Well, what I think is that basically, probably 50 years, 80 years, 90 years ago, all right, in the past, especially after the war, they probably didn't have toilet paper. And the reason why I say that is because other Asian countries, China, Indonesia, whatever, they use their hand. And if you notice, you know, the hose is positioned right here in the back, which is right in the right position. So I'm thinking, actually, I didn't realize this until today when I was thinking about it. It's probably for. And if you want to, you know, wash, you know, why not? You know, you do it at the toilet anyway, right? When you go to the bathtub, you wash, right? You use your hand, right? You don't, you know, I hope forbid you don't put it on a towel and then you wash your face with. I hope you use your hand and then get soap and then whatever. But so the thing is here is really tough for us is we cannot squat. Now the Japanese can actually squat. They've got their calf muscles, they can squat. So we kind of squat forward. I don't know if you can see that, but basically I'm on my toes. All right, let me do side profile, okay? And I can't. A Japanese and my son, if I sit back like this, I'm missing the toilet. But this is so uncomfortable, even though it feels good on the back. But if you, I mean, we're fat, you know, Westerners, we're fat. So you don't, so you, here. Now the problem is this, as a guy, and I'm sorry girls, if you're watching this, don't watch, this is a guy going to the toilet, is that sometimes your thing hangs to the left or to the right, okay? It's not like, you know, it'd be nice if everything just hung down straight. So look at the size of me here, all right? And if it hangs a little bit to the right, and especially when you go urinate, it kind of like, you know, it moves a little. So what happens to me a lot, if I'm not paying attention or if I'm in a rush, I pee like right here. It's a pain in the ass. So, you know, so make sure that you're hitting water, right? Make sure it's hitting down. So you don't want to visit someone in their house, right, and pee all over their floor. I mean, that's not a good thing to do when you visit a house. So, and if you're visiting a traditional Japanese family, so make sure that you're actually positioned right. Make sure he's aiming right. And the other thing too is, unlike a seat, this is another thing I'm going to share with you. I'm going to tell you the skinny. What I've done is I've missed. All right, it's easy to miss with the other one because maybe from the viewpoint back here you can see that. But this will stand up. It'd be nice. Let's get this right here. So basically, bear with me here. You know, your bum moves a little, right? So you're here reaching for the toilet paper, or you're here, you know, looking up or whatever. You're trying to get it out. You know, so if your butt's over a little bit, like here it is, boom, it's hitting right here, right on the side. It's hitting right here. And I don't know how many times I have missed. And I'll tell you what, look at the shape of this toilet too, all right? If you hit on the side or anywhere, guess what? You know, you're gonna be cleaning that crap. And look, there's no brush in here. You know where the brush is? It's in the men's room. So you gotta creep out there, go get the brush and clean up. How many times? So, it's not easy always to live in Japan. And these toilets, even though, you know what? I tell you what though, I'm gonna say one thing. It feels, I mean, it's a natural position for going to the toilet. It's a natural position. If I could get my legs all the way down, if I was trained like, you know, your butt then it just sits right in there, it's fine, right? But we're not built that way. The other thing I like about here that my family have is actually, here's your poop. So there's a little poop chart. Even though it's faded over the years, this is actually brown here. This is the good poop, right? Hey, Mr. Hanky. So here's even Mr. Hanky right here, Mr. Hanky. So this is supposed to be brown, but it's faded. And this is happy, happy, not happy. And then the color's over here, and it talks about what the problem is. So, you know, this is kind of like the okay range, you know, on it, like a light brown, really super dark brown, you know, so I hope you enjoyed my little talk on the toilet and Griggs. I think you should be able to use that a little bit. I did this for Chris Griggs. He's a comedian in New York. He's my best friend. And I think that there's some material here. When are you going to visit me?